Good afternoon, all my YouTube family and friends. It's Sweet Sadie J, just checking in. Just idle chit chat on natural hair, life, ups and downs, etc. Um, Primarily the natural hair journey. It's the new year. Everybody's looking for new beginnings, not just in our hair, but with our lives. But it's something that just I don't know, it just came to me where, um, as I've mentioned before, that I'm considerably older than most, YouTubers. And I was born natural and I was raised natural. And being natural was never an issue, We didn't go through, we didn't go through products on top of products and trying rice water and vinegar rinses and all these other things. We washed our hair, shampoo, stripped. Back in my day, if your hair didn't squeak, it wasn't clean. Today, if your hair squeaks, it's being stripped. So yeah, it's really really ironic because we all had, for the most part, we had good hair. We had shoulder length hair. My sister's hair was longer than mine, but mine was always at least shoulder length. Mine was very sensitive. The things that my mom could do to my sister's hair never worked for mine, like perms and stuff like that once we got older. But what I'm really trying to speak about is all the stuff and the products and the wearation and the sleeping under plastic caps and deep conditioning and we just didn't do all that, and we had healthy hair. My mom washed, greased, and put our hair in what y'all call today a protective style, and she left it like that for the whole week. My mom washed our hair like every Sunday, you know and like I said, my sisters and I had very healthy hair. And um, most of my friends growing up, there were some girls that didn't have a lot of hair, but that's life. My point is that we did not stress over natural hair, and I find it so ironic when people say, oh, they're natural, but then they're spending all this money. And I'm not knocking anybody. Everybody has a right to do what they want. I'm just speaking from my point of view as to the confusion that has caused me, but the reality, the realization of I don't have to do that is what I'm speaking of. And it's like, oh, I'm natural, but I'm going to go out here and buy all these products to lay my edges, to slick them down. No, your edges are natural. They're, to me, supposed to be natural. You know, I get up in the morning and I do things that are so simple and I don't even have to think about them. And I can go to bed at night and sleep so well because I don't have crunchy, dripping, wet curlers, curl forms, whatever in my hair, because I don't even sleep with bobby pins in my hair because they just annoy me. They annoy my scalp. But again, y'all, don't get bent out of shape with me, please. I'm just expressing my point of view from my what I think and feel, okay? But my point is that, excuse me again. My point is that when I've come to the realization of it all, I'm just amazed because I still take a hairbrush and run it underwater and lay my hair down, and seal it with a little bit of oil or curl cream or whatever. I mean, I still do minuscule things to come out looking like a decent human being without having to make my head tender, my scalp sore, or pulling half my hair out. And what I'm trying to say is it just amazed me after a year, after last year of going through so much and spending so much time with my hands and my hair, trying to do protective styles after protective styles, and then not liking the way they looked, or they only lasted a day or two because of the frizzies or whatever, what have you. It was so exhausting. And here we are in January of 2018, and I am so um, relieved that I have chosen, or God has prompted me to leave that alone. I'm sorry I keep wiping my eyes, guys. I think I may be allergic to makeup. I have a little bit of makeup on for the dark circles under my eyes, and my eyes won't stop tearing. Of course, I have been suffering with allergies, and I also forgot to tell you guys last time that I had a Alabama slammer sinus infection a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still feeling the remnants of it. But like I was saying, I'm just kind of like going back old school, and thinking about how I used to get up in the morning to go to school, and once I got to the age of doing my own hair, the simple things that we did, the simple things, and then we didn't go to bed at night, like I said, worrying about what we were going to do with our hair the next time. The most part, we tied a scarf around it at night, and went on to bed. But I'm just finding that me leaving my hair alone and not worrying about the length retention, moisture, we always definitely should be concerned about. Um, but again, we didn't worry about that back then. If our hair needed some hair grease, we put hair grease in it, you know. And then when we stopped putting hair grease in it, whatever moisturizer we put in it, we put in it, and we went on about our business. But for the most part, we just left our hair alone. I love my buns. Absolutely love my buns. I do switch up. I have to switch up. We can't just wear the same thing all the time. But this is a simple look where I just took a simple bun and just separated into four loose two-strand strips. Two-strand um, twists, and then just folded them down with a couple of bobby pins. Now, when I go to bed tonight, I will either take the bobby pins out, because like I said, I do not sleep with pins in my head, or I will just wrap it and go to bed. But it's easy. It's mindless. You don't really have to give it a whole lot of thought. You don't have to spend hours fussing with it and then have it come out in a way where it didn't look anything like you had imagined or you saw it look on someone else. This is my only point I'm trying to make, but I mean, nobody has to agree with me. This is just my opinion, and I'm totally elated by it. It just feels so good to not have to, yeah, fight with it, wonder how it's going to come out. You know, I have a few select styles that I pretty much stick to, and they're all very, very nice styles. And when I want to give my hair a rest, I have my slap cap. I have beautiful scarves that I can wear in turban styles, and I just mix it up and change it up when I feel like it. But for the most part, my bun is or my puff, should I say, is my number one go-to. I love that style, and I'm pretty much becoming known by it. Um, my princess cut braids or twists too, and I don't like parts in the middle of my head, so I will make a part on the side or slant it and make my two princess cuts, and then I usually enhance it with a little bit of hair jewelry or something. My other style is typically this one, like this. Like I said, put it in a bun, and then just to protect the hair and the ends of your hair, just separate that bun, and I separate it into like 4 sections and loosely two-strand twisted all of them and then folded them in. So yeah, it's just so simple and just makes life so much easier. And I know I may be unemployed right now, but I am focusing on the future, and I have to have hairstyles, especially if I return back to the business that I've been in all my life, which is food service. You know, we can't have our hair out. We have to, have our hair up. So I've definitely been focusing on some easy go-to styles that I can put my hair in and still look cute. You know, it's just to look cute. But I don't think you have to, just because you're natural, you have to look a hot mess. And unfortunately, I have, witnessed a lot of sisters, it's just not necessary. But anyway, that's none of my business. But that's, like I said, this is just for me. I don't think just because you're natural that you have to either spend hours, torturing yourself and your head and your hair, or you have to just go out looking, any old way. But yeah, I wanted to talk about a few things that I was trying to change up this year. I think I remember telling you guys that I'm trying pre-pooing with conditioner right now instead of coconut oil. I'm not giving up on my coconut oil at all. I'm still using it as a sealer. I love my coconut oil, but as pre-poo, I did not get any wow factor from it. So I am trying conditioner right now. And I can buy affordable conditioner. Well, we all know you got VO5, you got Suave, you got Aussie. There's just so many affordable conditioners out here that you can get in a large size and they can last you forever. And so, yeah, I mean, that's not going to be a problem for me. So right now I'm enjoying it. It's made my life so much easier, and I'm gonna keep trying until I see something that says, okay, don't do that anymore, or try something else, or go back to your pre-pooing with your coconut oil. But I also changed my method of doing my regime to LOCO, because my hair really does like oil, and I don't put a lot of oil in it, but I do put oil to my scalp, and then I put my curl cream in, and then I take some oil and seal all that in. So I'm going to try that right now. Another thing is I used to measure my shedded hair. I mean, from the regime, from the pre-pooing to the very last styling, I would try to clump and gather all the hair together just to see how much hair I lost. And I've given up on that. So I don't really, want to do that anymore. And as I've mentioned in the past, there are some other things that I do want to explore when my resources allow me. I want to check out the Aztec clay or the Chibi clay. I'm not really sure about it right now because I don't have the resources. It's not a big factor, but I would like to check into those things eventually. And I have gone back into my YouTube vault and saw some things about like the baggy system and the greenhouse, and I really want to just focus on the baggy system on the ends of my hair, and I only want to do that occasionally because I don't want no fungus or stuff growing in my head because I'm overdoing it. So those are the things that are on the docket for later on that tweaked my interest. So I might give those a try later on. But for the most part right now, I'm pretty comfortable with everything the way it is. And oh my God, making my life easier is just, wow, I can't even find words for it. And there's always so much stuff that I want to talk to you guys. And as I've explained before, I'm not good at editing. So whatever I record, this is what goes up. So I'm a little, embarrassed by it right now, but I know it will get better. I know I was talking about my faith and how prayed up and good I was feeling. And of course, like we all know, when God hears it, but Satan does as well. And Of course, Satan reared his ugly, head, and so things are, a little. They're okay. I just know that God is able, and He's going to do what He said He's going to do, and He's going to use the people closest to you, to interfere and try to knock you off your course. But you just got to stand strong and pray for those people, because it's not them. It's the powers, that Satan is just, he's scouring the earth trying to devour and destroy everybody in his path. And when he sees people getting together and doing well, he's never going to like that, and he's always going to try to interfere and throw us all off our courses. But as of right now, I can't see in the future, but as of right now, I'm holding on, and I am thanking God for everything, even the bad stuff, because it's all part of the journey. Christ did not go to that cross and suffer, and so that we were just going to walk this earth and just not experience any of that. And as long as we're not being tied up and nailed to a cross, we can't even begin to really complain. I understand what's happening, and that helps me so much more to process and stay rooted in the Word of God, because I do understand, the principalities that are in this world, and I thank God for it every day. I thank God for Him maturing me enough to comprehend the Word, and then to want to obey it, not feel compelled or guilt ridden, but to want, I mean, truly want to comprehend His Word and then obey it. And so I know that the forces of evil are going to come at me. I already know. And so it's a different time now, because I wasn't always like this. So yeah, my journey was pretty rough, but thank God it's a new day, it's a new year, and dang gone it, it's a new me. And I'm going to hold fast as long as I possibly can. As long as I possibly can. I can't talk today. Y'all forgive me, please. But anywho, I hate saying anyway all the time. I'm looking forward to, again, so much. And I'm just hoping everyone else is looking forward to great things happening for all of us this year. Going this journey alone is not what God intended for us to do. And for one person to prosper and everybody else not, that's not what God wants. He wants us all to make it. He wants us all to make it. And we can, as long as we unite with each other and be kind. There's a saying that I wrote in my, excuse me, there's a saying that I wrote in my journal, kindness is the new pretty. Remember that, because kindness has just gone by the wayside. I mean, you don't have to give anybody any money to be kind. You can just flash them a simple smile. Sometimes just a smile at someone can just brighten their whole day. Sorry, y'all. I've got some interruptions. Let me put you on hold.